Fans react to Jake Paul versus Ben Askren. Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Going into the boxing match between Jake Paul and Ben Askren, fans had literally no idea what to expect between the ropes of the squared circle. So let's have a look at how fans reacted to the two. Please like the video and leave your comment right below it. Let's get it. This is how fans have reacted. Fight fans and UFC stars have called out the results of Jake Paul versus Ben Askren following the destructive first round knockout. Paul, 24, defeated Askren, 36, to record his third professional victory of his budding boxing career. He landed a massive overhand right that knocked down his opponent, with the referee waving off the contest in the very first round. But some fans think the fight was fixed, with the UFC contender Colby Covington sensationally branding the clash at work. UFC bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling aimed at a dig at the referee. He commented, "Who paid the ref?" Fans on social media also accused the bout of being a fix while noticing Askren's reaction backstage. One wrote, "Paul versus Askren looked fixed. Askren got the paycheck and Paul gets to tell himself he's the toughest guy with half a beard you'll ever see. Rigged fight for sure." A second said, "Never seen more of a fixed fight than Jake Paul versus Askren." A third added, "This Jake Paul versus Ben Askren fight is probably the most fixed fight I've ever seen in my life, LMAO." Paul now boasts a victory over Ben Askren, Nate Robinson, and of course Askren, with the YouTube star insisting that he's a real fighter. He told Triller, "I told you I was going to do it in the first round. I told you I'm a real fighter. I don't know how many times I've got to prove myself that this is for real." As for Askren, he said, "I was definitely overreacting to his feints." This is how the MMA community reacted. While that Triller card happened, it certainly was something. It was something ridiculous. After a night full of the most bizarre, out-of-this-world things, from the concerts, to Pete Davidson stealing thunder, to Oscar De La Hoya drugged up, the boxing night ended with quite possibly the easiest knockout in the world, as Jake Paul finished former MMA champion Ben Askren in less than 2 minutes. After defeating Deji via 5th round TKO on the undercard of the first KSI Logan Paul fight, Jake Paul made his professional boxing debut in January 2020, defeating fellow YouTuber and Esson Gibb via first round TKO. He then fought former NBA star Nate Robinson in the co-main event of Tyson Jones, scoring a second round knockout of Robinson. While the fight marked Askren's first in professional boxing, even if it's the loosest definition of professional possible, Askren had approximately 10-year professional career at MMA. At one point, Askren, who was highly accomplished NCAA and amateur wrestler, was an undefeated welterweight champion in both Bellator MMA and won championships. Askren retired with a win over Shinya Aoki at the end of 2017, but came back following his contract being traded to the UFC in a swap for Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. He defeated Robbie Lawler in a controversial submission in his UFC debut at UFC 235, before suffering losses to Jorge Masvidal and Demian Maia, the former making him the victim of the fastest KO in UFC history. Paul dropped Askren with a big right hand at the halfway point of the first round. Askren beat the count, but the referee didn't like something he saw and waved off the contest, giving Paul the TKO win. This is how the UFC star responded. The former welterweight UFC star was knocked out in the first round by YouTube superstar Jake Paul, who improves his professional boxing record to 3-0. While many viewers think the knockout was fixed after Askren was seen laughing with his wife on the way back to his dressing room, the Cedar Rapids-born fighter told ESPN that he lost fair and square. "That's just human nature to question the fight, but it definitely didn't happen. I got hit. I guess the question I have for people is, what do I gain from it? I told you guys what I made for this fight. It was a very nice paycheck, but I'm also not poor, so what do I gain by that? The answer is nothing. I think, in fact, I would lose a lot, and it's not something that would ever cross my mind. In the locker room, I was pretty confident I was going to win, but the result afterwards is irrelevant to me. My life is going to be the same either way." Askren earned a guaranteed $500,000 from the fight, as well as his share from the total pay-per-view revenue, with Paul, which was reported $65 million. Following his big payday, Askren was in a pension mood when looking back at how much he made over the course of his MMA career. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so that you never miss any amazing video from us.